The gymnasium buzzed with excitement as students filled the seats, their faces lit with anticipation. It was a special day at Sunnydale Middle School, one that would be remembered for years to come. Rosa Parks, the woman who famously sparked change in America, was invited to speak to the students about courage and standing up for what is right. The gym was decorated with bright banners and balloons, each designed to celebrate her incredible contributions to the civil rights movement. As the audience waited, you could feel the energy in the room. Teachers whispered excitedly with students about what they might hear from the legendary figure. Some dressed in their best clothing, hoping to impress Rosa and perhaps catch a glimpse of history. The students had been learning about her life in class, but meeting her in person would bring those lessons to life in a way that textbooks never could. Finally, when Rosa stepped onto the stage, the cheers erupted like fireworks. Everyone rose to their feet, clapping and shouting her name. Her presence brought an air of respect and admiration. As she took her place behind the microphone, she beamed at the audience, and everyone quieted down, eager to hear her words of wisdom. But there was more to this day than just speeches. It was also an opportunity for young people like Damon Lewis to learn about their own worth in the world. Little did anyone know that amidst the celebration, a quiet moment of connection was waiting to unfold. For Damon, who often felt invisible among his peers, Rosa's presence would ignite a spark that could change his life forever. His whispered thoughts of, "I don't matter," were about to meet a compassionate response that would echo in his heart long after the event was over. In the midst of the vibrant atmosphere of the gym, 11-year-old Damon Lewis sat quietly in the back row. While other students chatted excitedly and eagerly awaited Rosa Parks' arrival, Damon felt like a shadow in a room full of bright lights. He was a soft-spoken boy with big dreams, but often found himself struggling to be heard or noticed. At school, it seemed like everyone else was more important and more interesting than he was. Damon had a passion for art and loved to draw, but he never shared his work with his classmates. He worried that they would laugh at him or not understand his creativity. Instead, he watched from a distance, feeling small and unworthy of attention. The whispers of reassurance from his teachers never quite reached his heart, and he often felt invisible, even on days filled with excitement. As the cheers erupted when Rosa took the stage, Damon couldn't help but feel a deep pit of inadequacy stirring inside him. "I don't matter," he whispered to himself, believing that no one would hear his quiet admission of despair. The words seemed to hang heavy in the air, carrying the weight of his emotions. The reality was that Damon had faced challenges in his young life that many didn't know about. With his family juggling multiple responsibilities and pressures, he often felt like he was just one more concern among many. Each day was a reminder that he needed to be strong for those around him while hiding his own feelings. But today was different. The presence of Rosa Parks sparked something within him, a flicker of hope that perhaps someone could see him for who he truly was and help him find his voice. Little did he know that Rosa's compassionate spirit was about to transform his whispered thoughts into an unforgettable moment of connection and possibility. As the crowd cheered for Rosa Parks, the energy in the gym felt electric. But for Damon, a sense of despair hovered over him like a dark cloud. He was lost in his thoughts when he uttered the words, "I don't matter." The moment was so quiet that only a few nearby students could hear him, yet somehow, those words reached someone who understood their weight. Rosa was on her way out, flanked by security and staff, when she paused mid-step. The noise of the gym faded into the background as she turned toward the sound of Damon's whisper. It was a subtle moment, yet it carried an incredible significance. Rosa Parks, a woman known for standing up against injustice, had just heard a young boy express his feelings of worthlessness. Without hesitation, she knelt down beside him, bringing herself to his eye level. For Damon, this gesture was monumental. Here was a figure of great strength and wisdom taking time to connect with him personally. As she looked into his eyes, he felt seen for the first time. The chatter around them faded away as if they were in their own little world. "Sweetheart," Rosa began gently, "you do matter. Every person has a purpose." Her voice was warm and reassuring, wrapping around Damon like a comforting blanket. She spoke with conviction, and her words pierced through his feelings of invisibility. Security Officer Reggie Thomas observed the unexpected scene unfolding before him. He understood that Rosa was missing her flight, but witnessing this heartfelt interaction felt like something far more important than any schedule could dictate. In that moment, Rosa gave Damon not just her attention but also a glimpse of hope and belief in himself he had never experienced before. As they shared this connection, it became clear that Rosa Parks wasn't just an icon. She was also a beacon of compassion who would help guide Damon toward believing in his own significance. As Rosa knelt beside Damon, the world around them seemed to fade away. The cheers of the crowd and the bustle of the event became a distant hum, leaving just the two of them in that moment. Damon looked up at her, his eyes wide with surprise and uncertainty. Here was a woman who had faced immense challenges and changed the course of history, yet she was right there, ready to listen to him. "Sweetheart," Rosa said softly, her voice a soothing melody amidst his chaos. "You do matter. Every single person has a purpose." The kindness in her words wrapped around him like a warm hug, melting away the heavy feelings he had held onto for so long. She continued, "Sometimes we don't see our own worth, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. You are important, and your voice deserves to be heard." As she spoke, Damon felt a spark igniting within him, a flicker of hope that perhaps he truly did have something valuable to offer. Rosa shared stories from her own life, moments where she felt small or overlooked but found the strength to rise above. "When I stood up for myself and others," she explained, "I discovered that one person can make a difference. Your actions can inspire others too." Her words painted vivid images in Damon's mind, visions of bravery and resilience that pushed back against doubt. As Damon listened intently, he realized this wasn't just a conversation, it was a turning point. Rosa's unwavering belief in him acted like a beacon of light guiding him out of darkness. In that brief encounter, she planted seeds of confidence within him, encouraging him to embrace his uniqueness and potential. Finally, as Rosa rose to leave, there was a distinct change within Damon. He wasn't just an invisible boy anymore. He was someone who mattered. Thanks to Rosa Parks's compassion, he had begun to understand that his dreams were valid and achievable, and that one day, he might also inspire others in return. As Damon experienced his moment of transformation with Rosa, Security Officer Reggie Thomas stood nearby, observing with a mix of admiration and respect. His role at the Sunnydale Middle School event was to ensure the safety of the guests, especially someone as important as Rosa Parks. Dressed in a dark uniform with a badge shining on his chest, he emanated authority, but it was clear that his heart was also invested in the occasion. Reggie had seen many events from behind the scenes, yet this one felt different. The energy in the gym pulsed with excitement, but it was the connection between Rosa and Damon that truly caught his attention. He could see how deeply impactful their interaction was, a moment that transcended the usual hustle and bustle surrounding famous figures. As it unfolded, he realized that Rosa's compassionate choice to kneel down and connect with a young boy like Damon held greater importance than simply following a schedule. Watching her make that choice, Reggie felt a wave of respect wash over him. He knew that Rosa had an important flight to catch but put aside her own needs to offer a lifeline to Damon. It wasn't just about time, it was about showing kindness when it mattered most. In his experience protecting others, Reggie understood that sometimes, people needed more than safety, they needed acknowledgement and compassion. As they continued their conversation, Reggie felt honored to witness such a profound moment of humanity. He saw how Rosa's encouragement illuminated Damon's face, and he hoped that one day, Damon would remember that someone believed in him. The power of that single encounter had the potential to change Damon's life, just as Rosa's own actions had once left a mark on history. Reggie knew this day would stay with him for years to come, not just because of the responsibility of his role, but because he had been part of something remarkable, a chance for one person to genuinely impact another's future. As Rosa knelt beside Damon, the atmosphere shifted from one of bustling excitement to a quiet sanctuary of understanding. She looked deeply into his eyes, ensuring he felt her sincerity. "You know, when I was young I sometimes felt like I didn't matter either," she began, sharing glimpses of her own struggles and aspirations. But I learned that every person has a unique light inside them, and it's essential to let that light shine. Damon listened intently, captivated by her words. Rosa continued, "Courage isn't just about big actions like standing up in front of a crowd. Sometimes it means simply believing in yourself, even when it feels hard." Her voice was steady and warm, each word wrapping around him like a comforting embrace. "Life can throw challenges in our way," she added thoughtfully. "There will be moments that make you question your worth, but it's important to remember that your dreams are valid. The world needs your voice." She gently encouraged him to think about what he loved, his art, and how sharing it could inspire others. As they spoke, Damon felt something awaken inside him. Rosa's stories were not just tales of past struggles. They were invitations to embrace his feelings and to understand that he too could make a difference. "You have the power to create change," she said firmly. "It might start small, like sharing your drawings, but those small steps can lead to something much bigger." Rosa smiled warmly at him, her kindness radiating hope. Damon's heart swelled with emotion as he absorbed her message. It was clear that Rosa Parks wasn't merely an icon, she was also a mentor offering guidance that transcended generations. As their conversation came to a close, Damon felt a new determination budding within him. With Rosa's encouragement echoing in his mind, he realized he would no longer let doubt hold him back. He had stories to tell and dreams to chase, just like the remarkable woman who had taken the time to believe in him on that life-changing day. In the days that followed his encounter with Rosa Parks, Damon Lewis felt a shift within himself. The weight of doubt that had once pressed heavily on his shoulders began to lift, replaced by a sense of possibility and purpose. Inspired by Rosa's belief in him, he started to sketch more frequently, filling pages with drawings that expressed his feelings and dreams. What had once been a private passion now blossomed into something he wanted to share with the world. At school, Damon took small steps to open up. He began showing his art to a few classmates, who responded with excitement and encouragement. For the first time, he felt like his creations mattered, not just to him but to others as well. Each compliment fueled his motivation further, pushing him to explore new techniques and ideas in his artwork. Damon also found himself thinking about the words Rosa had shared about courage and making a difference. He started volunteering at local community events, eager to help others and use his voice for good. Inspired by her stories of resilience, he realized that even small acts of kindness could create ripples of change in the world around him. As time passed, Damon began to dream bigger. He imagined hosting an art exhibit showcasing not only his work but also the stories of people in his community who had overcome challenges. He envisioned using art as a platform for sharing messages of hope and inspiration, much like Rosa had done during her lifetime. Through it all, Damon held on to the memory of that pivotal moment when Rosa knelt beside him and offered encouragement. It was not just an encounter, it was the spark that ignited his journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. With each stroke of his pencil and each act of kindness, Damon felt closer to becoming the person he was meant to be, a person who mattered and could inspire others just as Rosa had inspired him. The theme of feeling unheard is a powerful thread woven throughout Damon's journey. Before his encounter with Rosa Parks, Damon often faced the world silently, believing that his thoughts and feelings carried little weight. It was as if he had a voice, but no one had ever truly listened to it. His whispered admission, "I don't matter," encapsulated his struggle and longing for acknowledgement. Rosa's response when she knelt beside him became a turning point in not just his life but also in how he perceived his voice. In that moment, she not only heard his quiet desperation but also chose to validate it with her encouragement. By telling him he mattered and was important, she empowered him to believe that every individual has a voice worth hearing. Rosa shared her experiences of overcoming doubt and finding strength in moments of vulnerability. Her words resonated deeply with Damon, igniting something within him that began to drown out the noise of self-doubt. He realized that if someone as impactful as Rosa could face struggles and still find her voice, then perhaps he too had the power to express himself. Encouraged by Rosa's compassion, Damon started to think about what he wanted to say through his art, and how it could connect with others who might feel similarly unheard. He began to understand that voicing his thoughts, whether through drawing, speaking up in class, or helping others, could create ripples of change in both his life and the lives around him. Through this newfound understanding of the importance of voice, Damon transformed from a boy who felt insignificant into a young artist eager to share his perspective with the world. He learned that everyone has a story worth sharing. It's only when we speak up that we can inspire those who may feel lost or voiceless themselves. Rosa Parks' simple act of kindness opened the door for Damon to embrace his significance, granting him not just hope but also the courage to let his voice be heard. Rosa Parks is often celebrated as a pivotal figure in the civil rights movement, known for her courageous act of refusing to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama, in 1955. This moment sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a significant protest against racial segregation that lasted over a year and played a crucial role in the fight for civil rights. Rosa's bravery helped to elevate the movement, inspiring countless individuals to stand up against injustice and advocate for equality. Her legacy extends far beyond that single act of defiance. Rosa became an enduring symbol of strength and resilience, embodying the spirit of resistance against oppression. Her actions inspired leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and countless others who rallied for civil rights, demonstrating that one person's courage can ignite change in society. As she often emphasized, the struggle for justice requires collective effort and unwavering determination. Today, Rosa Parks' legacy continues to resonate across generations. Her story serves as a reminder of the importance of standing up for what is right, even when faced with overwhelming odds. Schools, parks, and institutions honor her memory, ensuring that new generations learn about her contributions to social justice. Moreover, her life encourages individuals like Damon Lewis to believe in their ability to make a difference. The lessons from Rosa's experiences, about finding one's voice and embracing courage, remain relevant as people continue to confront issues of inequality and injustice today. Through educational programs and community initiatives inspired by her legacy, many are reminded not only of Rosa Parks' bravery but also of their own potential to effect change. Her compassion and commitment to justice inspire individuals everywhere to pursue their own dreams and advocate for those who feel unheard, ensuring that her impact will be felt for years to come. In conclusion, the story of Damon Lewis and Rosa Parks beautifully illustrates the profound impact that kindness, listening, and believing in oneself can have on a person's life. When Damon whispered his feelings of worthlessness, he felt invisible and unheard. Yet, in that moment, Rosa's compassionate response became a powerful reminder of the importance of acknowledging others, showing that even the smallest gestures can create significant change. Rosa Parks' choice to pause and listen to Damon exemplifies how one person's kindness can ignite hope in another. Her words not only reassured him of his worth but also encouraged him to embrace his unique abilities and dreams. This encounter transformed Damon from a boy burdened with self-doubt into a young artist ready to express himself and share his voice with others. Moreover, the story emphasizes the ongoing relevance of Rosa's legacy. Her courage in standing up for justice continues to inspire individuals today to find their own voices and stand against injustice. Just as she encouraged Damon to believe in himself, her actions remind everyone that they too have the power to make a difference, no matter how small their contributions may seem. Damon's journey reflects how important it is for each person to recognize their inherent value and potential. By sharing his art and engaging with his community, he demonstrates that individuals can effect positive change when they embrace their voices and passions. Ultimately, this story teaches us that kindness, active listening, and self-belief are vital tools for creating a more compassionate world. As we carry forward the lessons learned from both Rosa Parks and Damon Lewis, we are reminded that every interaction holds the potential to inspire others and encourage them to share their own stories. In doing so, we help build a future where everyone feels valued and heard.